Oh, you want to talk? Okay. Oh, you're good. Good.
Good day and welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We welcome you to today's education based IHSAA varsity boys baseball game. This radio coverage is made possible through audiosportsonline.net. That's ASO. That's Rob Kendall. Rob Kendall from the Kendall and Casey Show, weekday mornings 9 to noon, 93.1 FM, or go to WIBC.com. Today's game features the Benton Central Bison and the Central Catholic Knights. This game taking place at Central Catholic this evening. Tomorrow evening, they're slated to play their second game of the set. It'll be at Benton Central High School. We do thank you for tuning in. We'll mention they're having the coaches meeting right there with the umpires, talking about where the ball could get through, where it would be a trouble spot. But they're talking about that right now. They're also grooming the field. They're It's just manicuring the dirt out there after the two infield practices. We'll let you know a little bit about each school. We'll talk about first the visiting team on the scoreboard, the Benton Central Bison. Their school was founded in 1968. They are Class 2A, Sectional 37, along with Central Catholic. Central Catholic will host Sectional 37. There are 7 teams in their sectional. They are the Benton Central Bison, the Delphi Oracles, Central Catholic Knights, North Montgomery Chargers, Rensselaer Central Bombers, Seeger Patriots, Western Boone Stars. Benton Central High School is located at 4241 East, 300 South. That's in Oxford, Indiana, 47971. You can dial them by telephone at 765 884 1600. On the website, it's BentonCentralAthletics.com. They wear the collars green and gold. They are in the Hoosier Conference. Principal at Benton Central High School is Corey Robb. The athletic director is Jared Hall. His athletic assistant is Kerry Smith. And we'll mention the head coach for the Benton Central Bison is Jarrett Hamill. They're introducing the starting lineups right now, and I'm on the field. They're getting ready for the national anthem. They're introducing the Benton Central Bison. Bison going to wear the green jerseys, white numerals outlined in gold, and they're wearing the gray pants. Knights are wearing the white uniforms. They're pinstripe blue. We'll mention, and they're wearing the blue stirrups and the white pants. So they're going through the lineups right now. Public address, that is Ryan Gerke. Ryan does a pretty fine job. And wouldn't you say the same, Mr. Bourdonnais?
Hello. Good. He does a good job. Gerke does, yeah.
I tell you what, Mr. Bourdonnais up here taking in some good view. It is a great view right here on top of the press box. And they're introducing the final lineup right there, final guys in the lineup. And they're going to go with 2 officials, 2 umpires crew here today. They're wearing the overcoats. We're going to set this down. Opening prayer and national anthem.
Father, Son. God, our Heavenly Father, help us to see the things that last in this changing world. Keep their eyes always fixed on you. Help them make them strong athletes and an example of deep faith. Help them be just and fair in all of their endeavors. Give them strength to you alone. We ask this in Christ our Lord. Amen.
That's our national anthem, instrumental, right here at the ballpark at Gordon Lemming Field. We'll mention the dimensions. Down the left field line, it's 325. Down the right field line, just the same. And in the alleys, it's 380. Straightaway center field, it is 365. Knight's going to send out to the pitcher's mound today Lucas Gerke. Lucas Gerke wears number 10. Lucas Gerke on the season. We'll mention he's pitched 13 innings. He's participated in 2 ball games. He's got 2 game starts. This is going to be start number 3. He's faced 48 batters. He's thrown 169 pitches. He's got a win-loss record of 2 wins, 0 losses. He's given up 6 hits. He's given up 3 runs, and none of those runs were earned. He's walked 1 batter. He has struck out 13. 4 of those batters went down looking, and he's hit 1 batter along the way. So he's getting some warm-up tosses right now. Right-handed pitcher Lucas Gerke. His battery partner doing the catching today is number 24, Ben Weeks. At first base, number 12, Alex Schumer. At second base, number 9, Hudson Gutwein. At shortstop, number 11, Mikey Stapleton. At third base, number 33, DJ Gilkey. In left field, number 41, Brennan Van Kirk. In center field, number 25, Vincent Talenko. We might call him Vince. Vincent Talenko in center field. In right field, number 13, Calvin Reisman. So they're getting ready to bat here in the top of the first. Going to send to the plate for Benton Central, the Bison, their batting order. Batting first, number 13, Lucas Snyder. He'll play center field. Batting second will be number 4, Carter Fox, second baseman. Batting third, number 5, Spencer Fluke. He'll do the pitching. Batting fourth will be number 12, Grant Weiss. He'll do the catching. Nolan Winkler will bat fifth. He'll play third base. Batting sixth, 23, Kadrick Tyson. Right fielder batting seventh. Number 7, Mason Shutter. He's first baseman. Batting eighth, number 9, Colin Miller. Shortstop. Batting ninth, number 8, Caden Kaluski. Left fielder. First pitch of the ball game. Strike called outside edge at 6:02 p.m. Working from the windup, Lucas Gerke. Playing him to push the ball, left-handed batter, Lucas Snyder. Second pitch comes inside a ball. They're going to call it a strike. My ear should wait. A little bit of a delayed signal. They're giving the call at around home plate. Here comes the 1-1, the 0-2 pitch, and he'll go down swinging, protecting the zone outside edge. There's 1 out here in the top of the first inning. Next batter in the lineup for Benton Central going to be number 4, Carter Fox, second baseman. He'll bat right-handed. He'll step in. Working from the windup, here's the first pitch to Fox. Ground ball, third base. Going to be fielded there by DJ Gilkey. He'll throw across the diamond. He'll get the put out with Alex Schumer. There's 2 outs. Next batter going to step in. It's going to be number 5. He's the 3-hitter, Spencer Fluke. Spencer Fluke will do the pitching. He's wearing those green fluorescent shoes. Kind of looks pretty up to date. A little bit of a close stance. Another left-handed batter, Spencer Fluke. Peering over. Here comes a wind in the pitch. Foul ball back to the screen. No balls, 1 strike, early going. So got a message from home. My wife listening, monitoring. She says the wind not interfering with the microphone. So peering in, looking at signals out of the windup. Here comes the wind and the pitch. Ground ball back up the middle. Going to be over second base, fielded by the second baseman, Hudson Gutwein. But that's all he could do. It's going to be an infield hit. Off the bat of number 5, Spencer Fluke. 4-hitter going to step in. He wears number 12, Grant Weiss. So Grant Weiss going to step in. Pretty bulky young man, right-handed batter, going to step in. Peering in, looking at signals out of the stretch. Lucas Gerke looks over at first base. Now the set position. Here comes the first pitch. Swung on, going to be a foul ball. It's going to float pretty high. It's going to end up playable, but not caught. right there in front of the Benton Central Bison dugout. They're at third base side. The Knights occupying the first base dugout. And we should mention the wind is blowing out to right field. You can see that ball held up. Looked like it was going out of play, but it floated back in. But DJ Gilkey couldn't make the play. Out of the set position. Checks first base. Here's the pitch. Pitch comes in right above the zone. I should say right top of the zone, called strike. Count goes 0-2. Runner at first base is Spencer Fluke for Benton Central. Out of the set position, here comes the pitch. Breaking pitch finishes outside, ball 1. Lights are on. Lights coming to full-fledged. 6 o'clock game. Peering in, looking at signals. Lucas Gerke out of the set position, checks first base. Here comes the pitch. Outside a ball. Going to get off the glove of Ben Weeks. Going to go back to the backstop. Jogging over to second base is Fluke. So runner in scoring position for Benton Central. 4-hitter Grant Weiss batting, right-handed batter. Top of the first. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Peering in, looking at signals out of the stretch. Out of the set position, he'll check second base. Here comes the pitch. Gonna be a check swing, foul ball, back to the screen. Count remains 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner at second base for Benton Central is Spencer Fluke. Infield hit. Here comes the pitch. Outside the ball, going to short off the glove. Short off the glove off the dirt. Gets by Ben Weeks. Probably going to go in the book as a wild pitch. I am not the scorekeeper. I'm not the coach. I'm just here. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Runner at third base is Spencer Fluke. Peering in, looking at signals out of stretch. Now the set position. He'll check third base. Here's the pitch. High and tight. Going to get back to the screen. Jogging in to score first run of the ball game is Spencer Fluke. So Fluke jogs back to the dugout. There's 1 run on the board, and that's ball 4 for the 4-hitter, Grant Weiss. Next batter in the lineup, going to be number 10, Nolan Winkler. He's wearing number 10 in today's jersey. Right-handed batter. Bit of an open stance. Runner at first base. He drew a walk. That's Grant Weiss. Peering in, looking at signals. Out of the stretch, now the set. First pitch to Winkler. Outside edge, knee high, called strike. Third base coach for Benton Central is Jarrett Hamill. He's the head coach for the Benton Central Bison. Out of the set, checks first base. Here's the pitch. Swung on, ground ball foul, left side. Going to end up against the screen. Third base dugout, Benton Central dugout. So staying in the box, not really getting out of the batter's box right there is Nolan Winkler. Out of the set position, the 0-2 pitch. Breaking pitch in there for a strike. He'll watch it go by, and there are 3 out here in the top of the first. So Benton Central, they come up with 1 hit, 1 run, and we'll go to the bottom of the first inning. Knights will bat, and we'll mention a little bit about the home team, Lafayette Central Catholic Knights. Their school was founded in 1956. They're also Class 2A, and as mentioned, they are also sectional number 37, along with Benton Central. In that sectional is Benton Central, Delphi Community, Lafayette Central Catholic, North Montgomery, Rensselaer Central, Seeger, Western Boone, and I will also mention Central Catholic High School is located at 2410 South 9th Street, Lafayette, Indiana, 47909. You can reach them by phone by dialing 765-474-2496. On the web, you can find them at lccathletics.com. They wear the colors navy, blue, and white. They are in the Hoosier Conference along with Benton Central. The principal at Central Catholic is Darrell Beck. The director of athletics is Tim Bourdonnais, and the head coach for the Knights baseball team is Tim Bourdonnais, 1987 graduate. Benton Central Bison on the pitcher's mound is Spencer Fluke. Spencer Fluke wears number 5. And then Will mentions Spencer Fluke going to get the pitching in. And Will mention he's got 5 innings so far this season. This is appearance number 2. He's given up 6 hits. He has not walked a batter. He struck out 7. He's faced 22 batters. And 21 of those batters official at-bats. And he has thrown 78 pitches on the season. He's got an ERA of 2.80. So I'm going to throw it around second base. The catcher is Grant Weiss, wears number 12. First base, Mason Shutter, number 7. Carter Fox, second base, number 4. Shortstop, Colin Miller, number 9. Nolan Winkler at third base, wearing number 10. We'll pick this up in a moment. First batter for the Knights, Hudson Gutwine. He'll take a drive to right field. It's going to bounce one time in front of the right fielder. Base hit picked up by Kadrick Tyson. And first pitch, Hudson Gutwine gets himself aboard. In left field for Benton Central, number 8, Caden Kaluski. And in center field, number 13, Lucas Snyder. And in right field, 23, Kadrick Tyson. Left-handed pitcher, Spencer Fluke. Left-handed batter, Alex Schumer. Takes a first pitch, strike, breaking pitch. No balls, 1 strike. Central Catholic High School. Grass looks good. Working from the stretch, now the set. Here comes the pitch. Going to pop one up on the infield. Kind of a modest swing there. It's going to be popped up. It's going to be caught just on the lip of the grass, on the infield grass, by shortstop Colin Miller. There's 1 out. Next batter going to step in for Central Catholic, going to be number 10, Lucas Gerke. Lucas Gerke doing the pitching in today's ball game. He'll step in, left-handed batter, facing the lefty, Spencer Fluke. Out of the set. Here comes the pitch. Breaking pitch, swing and a miss. No balls, 1 strike. Mikey Stapleton on deck for the Knights. Working from a stretch, looking over at first base a couple of times. Now the set position. He'll look again. Here comes the pitch. High above the zone, ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 out, bottom of the first inning, Knights batting. Adjusting the bill of his hat, he'll step back in the rubber. Spencer Fluke, out of the set, here comes the pitch. Breaking pitch, high and inside for a ball. Throw down to second base was a good rope just to the right of the bag. And a throw was taken by Colin Miller, safe at second with a stolen base is Hudson Gutwine. And Hudson Gutwine on the season picks up stolen base number 4. He's yet to be thrown out. Here comes a pitch from Fluke. Swing and a miss. Breaking pitch. Count goes 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Runner at second base for the Knights, Hudson Gutwine. There's 1 out. Bottom of the first, out of the set. Here comes a pitch from Fluke. You're going to take one the other way. Going to get it right at the left fielder. That's Caden Kaluski, and Kaluski will make the catch. There are 2 out here in the bottom of the first. Next batter going to step in for the Knights, going to be the 4-hitter, number 11, Mikey Stapleton. Mikey Stapleton playing second base in the ball game. Going to step back in the rubber. Pitcher for Benton Central is Spencer Fluke. Out of the set, he'll check second base. Here's the first pitch. Stapleton, top of the zone, called strike. No balls, 1 strike. 2 out. 1 run in, top of the first for Benton Central. Out of the set, he'll check second base. Here's the pitch. Breaking pitch finishes inside and low. Ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Peering in, looking at signals. Spencer Fluke. Out of the set, he'll check second. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 2 out. Runner at second base for the Knights is Gutwine. He'll stay around the bag there, stepping in the rubber there is Fluke getting the signal. Out of the set position, check second. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Ground ball, third base, going to get by the glove. It's going to ricochet over the shortstop. Going to float, going to roll into left field from second base. Coming into the score is Hudson Gutwine. That ball ended up in left field. Caden Kaluski tosses it back in. That was a hot shot to third base. Nolan Winkler had very little chance there. They're going to call that, I'm not sure they're going to call that a hit. No air on the air slide on that new scoreboard. So working from the stretch, now the set. In the batter's box is DJ Gilkey. Ground ball, second base. Fielded there by Carter Fox. And he'll get over to first base in time with Mason Shutter. And the Knights are out of the inning. Knights come up with one hit. And they leave one on base after one completes. Knights won. Bison won. And we do thank you for tuning in. And we'll mention this game is in parts being brought to you by Scott G. I call him Scott G. I did say Scott Gashaw a couple of games ago. I said he was anonymous, but he probably doesn't care. He's just a big-time backer of sports. Scott G., when time is good, when you share, you should. Share and share alike. Support Indiana middle school and high school athletics. That's Scott G., and I appreciate his camaraderie. We'll also mention this game is in part being brought to you by Honey Creek Resort. What a beautiful place to be. Plan your vacation or maybe a weekend getaway. Honey Creek Resort, with 840 acres of fantastic nature, fun, and recreation adventures, are only a one-day's drive away. Honey Creek Resort in southern Iowa, where fellow Hoosiers Beth and Terry Henderson have an amazing lodge and cabins with fabulous fishing, boating, golfing, horse carriages, and much, much more. Truly amazing adventures and hospitality await you at honeycreekresort.com. Make your group, business, and family plans. Reservations today. Call them at 641-724-1450. 641-724-1450. Stepping in to bat, Bison, Benton Central. First pitch from Gerke, outside of ball. In the batter's box is a six-hitter, number 23, Kadrick Tyson. Kadrick Tyson already busy in right field. Here comes the pitch. Healthy cut, swing and a miss. Count goes 1-1. One ball, one strike. Peering over the glove, working from the windup. Here's the pitch from Gerke. Swing and a miss. Ball's going to get off the glove. Going to veer close to the dugout over there, back to the screen. Going to be picked up by coach right there. That's A.J. Bordenay. He wears 21. He coaches first base. I found out Ryan Johnson is an athletic director. I think at West, right there at Zionsville West. So a line shot to left field. A ball caught by Brennan Van Kirk. There's one out here in the top of the second inning. So found out he's an athletic director from the former athletic director, Dave Lang. I think Dave Lang is at Brownsburg High School now. Don't quote me on that one. Here comes a wind in the pitch. Outside of ball. In the batter's box for Benton Central is number 7, the 7-hitter, Mason Shutter, playing first base. Here comes the pitch. Healthy cut again, swing and a miss. So let's step back in. He's making little time at getting back in the box. Here comes the wind and the pitch. Swing and a miss. Take that back. The count is now 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Straightaway stance. 7-hitter, number 7, Mason Shutter. Here comes the pitch. Breaking pitch in there for a strike. He let it go by, locked him up. There are 2 outs here in the top of the second inning. Next batter going to step in for Benton Central. Going to be number 9. He's the 8-hitter, Colin Miller. Colin Miller plays shortstop for the Bison. Working from the windup, peering over the glove. Lucas Gerke, here's the pitch. Outside edge, strike called. Count goes 0-1. No balls, 1 strike, outfield playing straight away for Colin Miller. Here's the pitch. He's going to take one to left field. Got some air under it. Going to move to his left and make the catch. That's Brennan Van Kirk for the Knights. The Knights get out of the inning. They give up no hits, no run, no base runners left on base. And we'll mention after 1.5. After 1.5, it's a 1-1 ball game. Knights are going to bat in the bottom of the second inning, excuse me. And we'll also mention today's ball game is in parts being brought to you by Camino and Company. Camino and Company, they're in downtown Noblesville, Indiana. Camino and Company, a mobile flower shop brought to you by local flower farmers and providers, small business partners, and the Camino and Company founders. Their mascot is a 1984 El Camino SS. That El Camino belongs to V.E. Witham. V.E. Witham is the grandpa of Carly Witham Elbrett, and she is the owner of Camino and Company. The goal at Camino and Company is to please each customer from their concept to the Camino and Company completion. You can explore their website. Their website is found online at Camino and that's AND company.com. Again, that's Camino AND company.com. They are now booking 2025 brides. They're going to step into bat, bottom of the second inning. It's going to be Jackson Kane. Jackson Kane wears number 3. Jackson Kane batting in the 6th position. He's the DH. He's batting in place of defensive player Ben Weeks. Ben Weeks, number 24. He is the catcher for the Knights. Backdoor curveball finishes high. Lefty pitcher, righty batter. Out of the set position. He's working from the stretch. Pitch comes in, outside edge. Strike called. 1 ball, 1 strike. Jackson Kane, right-handed batter, straightaway stance. Out of the set, here comes the pitch. Duplicate pitch right there, outside edge. Strike called. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Jackson Kane only needs one. Each player only needs 1 pitch. Out of the set, here comes the pitch. He's going to take a drive to right field. It's going to bounce 1 time in the glove of Kadrick Tyson. And Jackson Kane gets himself aboard. Next batter in the lineup for the Knights going to step in, number 41. He's a 7-hitter, Brennan Van Kirk. Van Kirk, left fielder for the Knights. A few signals given by third base coach Tim Bourdonnais. Jackson Kane going to get a modest lead there at first base. Out of the set, checks first base. Here's the pitch from Fluke. Squared to bunt, pulled the bat back. It's a ball outside. Brennan Van Kirk playing left field for the Knights. He'll step back in. Few signals given that time. Peering in, looking at signals. Spencer Fluke checking first base out of the set. Pitch comes in, inside half. Strike called. Count goes 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. He'll step back in. Brennan Van Kirk. Spencer Fluke out of the stretch. Now the set. Here comes the pitch. Going to be a shot to second base. That shot to second base goes into right field. Second baseman was kind of hovering close to second base for a throw. Kind of evacuated the area. That could have been a play. So we're running over to third base as Jackson Kane ending up at second base. On the base hit is Brennan Van Kirk. So nobody out. Stepping in for the Knights going to be the 8-hitter. Number 13, Calvin Reisman. Calvin Reisman playing right field in today's ball game. A little bit of a close stance, I should say, on the instep. Here comes the first pitch. Backdoor curveball finishes high. Ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Stepping back in. Van Kirk, they're moving this game right along. Staying close to home plate between pitches. Foul ball, straight back. Count goes 1-1. Home plate umpire, he's a righty. He likes to throw baseballs. You know, these umpires played the game pretty much. They love the game. Out of the set, here comes the pitch. outside a ball. Count goes 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike. They said 50 degrees in Indianapolis, what they said, but I saw 52 degrees on 2 digital signs on my way over here. That was in Frankfurt. Here comes the pitch. Foul ball back to the screen, just underneath the baseball. 8-hitter, number 13, Calvin Reisman, 2-2 count. Nobody out. Runners at second and third base for the Knights. A 1-1 ball game. Out of the set. Here comes the pitch. Backdoor curveball in there for a strike. He let it go by. He'll jog back to the dugout. He'll bat again. Calvin Reisman. Next batter for the Knights. Going to be number 25, the 9-hitter. Vincent Talenko. Vincent Talenko, center fielder for the Knights. Straightaway stance, working from the stretch. Now the set. First pitch to Vincent. High above the zone, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Outfield playing him straight away. Regular depth on the infield. Working from the stretch. Now the set. Here's the pitch from Fluke. Outside a bit tall. Count goes 2-0. 2 balls, no strikes. Very few signals. A hand clap signal from Coach Bourdonnais. Out of the stretch. Now the set. Here comes the pitch. Going to call that a strike. Top of the zone. Count goes 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike. Several signals given by Coach Bourdonnais. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Here comes the pitch. Swing and a miss. Count goes 2-2. 2-2 count. 9-hitter, number 25, Vincent Talenko. Plays center field for the Knights. Working out a stretch. Now the set. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. Foul ball back to the screen. He'll stay in the batter's box with that 2-2 count. And I'm chasing the loose balls back to backstop. Is the gentleman in the hole batter. That's Schumer. Excuse me. Here comes the pitch. Low for a ball. Count goes 3-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Peering in, looking at signals. Spencer Fluke. Vincent Talenko, the 3-2. Swing and a miss. Gonna jog back to the dugout. There are 2 outs on the diamond. Next batter going to step in for the Knights. Number 9. It's going to be Hudson Gutwine. Hudson Gutwine on the season. He's played in 4 of the 5 games. He's batting .222. His on-base percentage is .563. Working out a stretch. Now the set. Here comes the pitch. Backdoor curveball in there for a strike. Gutwine has been to the plate 16 times so far this season. Entering this game, he's got 9 official at-bats. Out of the set. Here comes the pitch. Another breaking pitch. Backdoor called strike. No balls, 2 strikes. 2 outs. He's got 2 hits on the season. He's got a single and a double. Here comes the pitch. High and away, ball 1. He got a first pitch single in this ball game. Peering in, looking at signals. Spencer Fluke out of the set. Here comes the 1-2. You're going to take a shot to shortstop. There's a line rope. Takes a quick dive and a difficult play to make. Probably going to be an infield hit. And coming around to score from second base, he has 41, Brennan Van Kirk. So Hudson Gutwine has 2 consecutive base hits in 2 consecutive at-bats. Next batter going to step in, Central Catholic. Number 12, Alex Schumer. Alex Schumer's played in all 5 games. He's got a .375 batting average. And he's got 6 RBI. Leads the team. Here comes the pitch. Inside edge, strike called. Alex Schumer has been to the plate entering this game 18 times, 16 official at-bats, .444 on base percentage. Out of the set. Here comes the pitch from Fluke. High above the zone, ball 1. Count goes 1-1. Alex Schumer leads the team with 4 base hits. He's got 2 doubles on the season. Out of the set, here's the pitch. Breaking pitch finishes low. Short hops the glove. Kept it in front of him. That's catcher Grant Weiss taking off for second base. And there now is Hudson Gutwein. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 out. Bottom of the second inning. Now the set checks second base. Here's the pitch. You're going to take one to center field. Going to have to come in to make the catch, and he will. Good catch there by Lucas Snyder. Lucas Snyder had to read that baseball. One of the toughest things to do is to read a baseball as a center fielder, to know the trajectory, and he did a fine job right there. Lucas Snyder, number 13 for Benton Central. So at the end of 2 innings, we'll mention the Knights got 2 here in the bottom half of the second. After 2, Knights 3, Bison 1. And we'll also mention this game is being brought to you in part by Noblesville Trophies. Noblesville Trophies, you can shop them online at noblesvilletrophies.com or stop in if only to browse around. 1740 South 10th Street, Noblesville, Indiana. Trophies, awards, plaques, and more. Fast turnaround, prices are low. So low, you may want to be a repeat customer. That's Noblesville Trophies, 1740 South 10th Street, Noblesville, Indiana, 46060. They're open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. You can reach them by phone at 317-773-7391. So they're throwing the ball around the infield, getting ready to toss one down. Ben Weeks doing the catching. Where's number 24? Back, Lucas Snyder. Going to work it down to second base on the throw. And they're going to throw it back around the infield. They're going to put it back in the glove of Lucas Gerke as they tap gloves. So stepping into bat for the Bison, the 9-hitter, number 8, Caden Kalewski, right-handed batter. Working from the windup, here's the first pitch to Kalewski. Going to call a strike, outside edge. So he'll step back in. No balls, 1 strike. Here comes the wind at the pitch. Going to be hit by pitch. In that right-handed batter's box, he'll jog down to first base, just like nothing happened. So next batter in the lineup, we're going to see the leadoff batter in today's ball game, Lucas Snyder. Lucas Snyder, where's number 13? He's played in 4 ball games, 6 plate appearances, 6 at-bats. He's batting .333. That's also his on-base percentage. Out of the set, here comes the pitch. He'll put a bunt down. Going to go left side to the third base. Picked up by the pitcher, Gerke. He'll throw a strike to first base to Schumer. And mission accomplished. Moves the runner, Kalewski, to second base. Runner in scoring position. Next batter in the lineup for Benton Central going to be number 4. Number 4, that's Carter Fox, second baseman. He's batted in 4 games, 13 plate appearances, 13 at-bats. He's got 2 hits. Out of the set, here comes the pitch. Breaking pitch in there for a strike. Righty facing a righty. Carter Fox. Carter Fox has 3 RBI on the season. He has scored 2 runs. Out of the set position. Here comes the pitch. Swing and a miss. Count goes 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, no signals given by Coach Jarrett Hamill at third base. Getting a modest lead there at second base. Straight off the base. Working from a stretch, now the set. Check second base. It'll be a pickoff move, no throw. He'll pirouette. Step towards second and hold the baseball. No balls, 2 strikes. Peering in, looking at signals. Lucas Gerke. Out of the set position. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Outside a ball. He reached back for some more MPH on that fastball. Finishes outside. Nice catch by catcher Ben Weeks to come out of the crouch to catch it in that left-handed batter's box. Out of the set position. Checks second base. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Breaking pitch. Might have lost the grip inside. Nearly got Carter Fox. Fox got out of the way. Count goes 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Working from the stretch. Now the set. He'll check second base. Here's the pitch. Healthy cut. Swing and a miss. He'll go down on strikes. There are 2 out here in the top of the 3rd inning. Next batter going to step in for Benton Central, number 5, Spencer Fluke. Spencer Fluke is the pitcher. He's played in all 4 ball games, 13 plate appearances, 12 at-bats. He's batting .250 with a .308 on base percentage. Here comes the pitch. Outside of ball. A little bit of a tail there. Looked like maybe a screwball. Screwball's just the opposite of a curveball. That one kind of tailed away from the left-handed batter from the righty pitcher. Here comes the pitch. Pitch comes in, top of the zone, strike called. 1 ball, 1 strike. Peering in, looking at signals. Lucas Gerke, long peer, out of a set position. Here comes the pitch. It's short off the glove of Weeks. Weeks makes a good stop. Count goes 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike. Closed stance for Fluke as a batter. Out of a set position, checks second. Here's the pitch. He's going to drive one to center field. Going to read it. Going to come in to make the catch. Center fielder Vincent Talenko. And the Knights get out of the inning. And we'll mention Benton Central. They leave 1 on base. At the end of 2.5, Knights 3. Bison 1 in the hit department. Benton Central with 2. Knights with 3. And then we'll also mention today's ball game is in part being brought to you by Discount Copies. Discount Copies. They are conveniently located at the west edge of Noblesville, Indiana, 46062. They're just behind Pizza Hut and next to Bowl 32. That's along State Road 32. At Discount Copies, they provide setup services where you can turn your artwork into things like note cards, notepads, prints, and calendars. And it's never too early to think about personalized Christmas cards, posters, and oversized printing also available. And if you're planning a wedding, they can print all of your necessary needs. You can reach Discount Copies by phone 317-773-8783. Again, that's 317-773-8783. Or you can communicate by email. That's Discount Copies, the number 96 at gmail.com. So stepping into bat for the Knights here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Going to be number 10, Lucas Gerke. He's doing the pitching for the Knights. Still pitching from the stretch. Nobody on base. Out of a set position. First pitch from Fluke. Going to take it the other way. Going to float it. It's going to be playable. It's going to land a foul ball over by the bullpen home plate area. Good try there. A good effort. Ran a long way. Caden Kalewski. So Lucas Gerke, he's played in all 5 games. Entering this game, 17 plate appearances, 16 official at-bats. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Top of the zone, called strike. Lucas Gerke on the season. He's got 4 RBI. He's got 3 hits, 2 singles, and a double. Pitch comes in high above the zone for a ball. Count goes 1-2. Working from the stretch, now the set. Here comes the pitch. Be low for ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Gerke has scored 4 runs on the season. He's walked 1 time. Out of the set, here comes the pitch. Short off the glove of Grant Weiss. And Grant Weiss putting that left leg out there, straight out to the left, kind of like a Tony Pena, for those who remember Pirate Catcher. Out of the set, here comes the pitch. High and tight for ball 4. So Lucas Gerke going to jog down to first base. Next batter going to step in for the Knights. Where's number 11? Four-hitter, Mikey Stapleton. Mikey plays shortstop. He's played in all 5 games. Entering today's game, 18 plate appearances, 15 at-bats. He's batting .267, 389 on base percentage. There's going to be a timeout on the field, and Coach Jarrett Hamill going to walk out. Going to talk with his infield. And I'm going to talk it over right now. We're in the bottom of the 3rd inning. A 3-1 ball game. Knights in front. And the outfielders are going to all meet in center field. And they're going to have a convention. That's what my dad says. It's going to be a convention. You guys must be having a convention out there. But they probably have a convention later in life, maybe sooner than later, when they get to college and graduate, or maybe before they decide to go to college. The home plate umpire is going to walk out gingerly. He's going to talk about maybe breaking up the timeout. But by the time he gets there, Coach Hamill will probably see him and break it up on his own. So they'll adjourn. They'll all leave the pitcher's area. They'll retreat back to their respective bases. And Spencer Fluke will step back in the rubber. Runner at first base for the Knights is Lucas Gerke. Now batting, Mikey Stapleton. First pitch to Stapleton. Foul ball right there at home plate. Going to bounce off the dirt, get him in the leg for a first strike. No balls, 1 strike. Mikey Stapleton, as mentioned. He's got 4 hits on the season. They are all singles. Stepping back in the rubber is Spencer Fluke. Out of the set, he'll check first. Here's the pitch. High for a ball. Count goes 1-1. Mikey Stapleton has scored 4 runs. He's walked 1 time. And he's been hit by pitch twice. Out of the set position. He'll check first base. Here's the pitch. You're going to pop one up skyward. It's on the infield. It's a major league fly ball called for by the second baseman. He battles that wind and makes the catch. That's Carter Fox making the catch. There's 1 out here in the bottom of the 3rd. Next batter to step in, the 5-hitter, number 33, DJ Gilkey. Gilkey plays 3rd base for the Knights. He's a left-handed batter. Gilkey on the season has played in 4 games, 13 plate appearances, 11 at-bats. He's got 4 RBI. He's got a batting average of .455. Breaking pitch in there for a strike. Lefty facing a lefty. DJ Gilkey is on base percentage, .538. He's got 5 hits, 3 singles, 2 doubles. Working from a stretch. Now the set. Here's the pitch. Healthy cut, swing and a miss. Count goes 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. Signals given. 3rd base coach Bourdonnais. At first base, going to base running is Lucas Gerke. Out of the set, checks first base. Here's the pitch. Taking off for second base. Going to strike him out. Safe at second. So he'll go down on strikes. That's his 2nd out in the inning. But safe at second is Lucas Gerke. I know Howard Kellman would say strike him out, throw him out. But that time they did not throw him out. Howard Kellman, about 47 years, the voice of the Indianapolis Indians. I might be off a year or 2, but he's been there a while. Does a heck of a job. Here comes the pitch. High and away, ball 1 to Jackson Kane. Jackson Kane steps back in, working from a stretch. Now the set. Checks second base couple times. Here's the pitch. Breaking pitch, going to short hop the glove. Going to get by the catcher, Grant Weiss, back to the screen. It'll bounce back to him, but by that time, Lucas Gerke is at 3rd base. 2 balls, no strikes. Jackson Kane on the season. 5 games, all 5, 18 plate appearances, 13 at-bats, and they're going to elect to walk him. They're going to stop pitching to him at the 2-0 count. Coach Hamill wants to put him on base, so they'll intentional walk Jackson Kane, put him on the bag. At first base, so runners on the corners for the Knights with 2 out. Next batter going to step in, 7-hitter, number 41, Brennan Van Kirk. He plays left field, working from the stretch, now the set. Stepping off the back of the rubber is Fluke. So he becomes an infielder. Jackson Kane is in a pickle right there between first and second. They're going to try to score this run before Jackson Kane is tagged out, or maybe Jackson can get safe to either base. He can go back to first. He can go to second. Fluke's going to walk towards third base. And Fluke is going to just walk towards the baseline at third base. And first time I've seen this happen like it did, and Coach Jarrett Hamill played that pretty well. So Jackson goes on to second base. He's at second base now. Runners at second and third base. Stepping back in, number 41, Brennan Van Kirk. First pitch to Van Kirk. Back up the middle. Kirk has a base hit. He's got one RBI. That's Lucas Gerke. And then coming around third base to score the second RBI is Jackson Kane. So base hit, 2 RBI single for Van Kirk. So Van Kirk on the season picks up RBI number 5 and 6. Stepping into bat, 8-hitter, number 13, Calvin Reisman. Out of a set position, checks first base a couple of times. Here's the pitch. Mid foul ball over the screen, back, straight back, strike one. So we'll step back in. Time is out. This ball made live right now, out of a set position. Fluke, here's the pitch. Taking off for second base. Taking off going to be a line down the left field line, a fair ball. Calvin Reisman going to end up at second base with a slide-in double. So Reisman is at second base. At third base is Van Kirk. There are 2 out. There are 2 runs in here in the bottom of the third for the Knights. It's a 5-1 contest. Benton Central got 1 in the top of the first. Stepping into bat, number 30, Gus Sandberg. Gus Sandberg going to bat in the 9th spot for Talenko. Healthy cut, swing and a miss. So right-handed batter, Gus Sandberg. Straightaway stance. Likes to hug the plate. Nothing wrong with that. Here comes the pitch. High above the zone. Ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Peering in, looking at signals. Out of stretch, now set. Here comes the pitch. Outside of ball. 2 balls, 1 strike. Runners at second and third base. Bottom of the third inning. Out of the stretch, now the set. Here comes the pitch. Outside of ball. 3 balls, 1 strike. Gus Sandberg in the batter's box. Played in all 4 games. He batted once in each of the 4 games. This is the 5th. Here comes the pitch. Above the zone, ball 4. So Sandberg jogs down to first base. Next batter for the Knights going to step in. 3rd time at the plate today is Hudson Gutwein. They're going to call timeout on the diamond. Talenko is going to re-enter the ball game for Gus Sandberg. So Sandberg's day is complete, and Talenko is going to do the base running. Talenko will go back out to center field. Out of set, here comes the pitch. Breaking pitch above the zone, ball 1. Some bullpen activity down the left field line for Benton Central. Pitch comes in, going to pop it up. Going to go beyond the second base. It's going to land in there, no man's land, behind second in the grass in front of the right and center fielder. So a base hit for Hudson Gutwein. He's got 3 hits in the ball game. So coming around the score at home plate is 41, Brennan Van Kirk. Going to be a timeout on the diamond. Coach Jarrett Hamill going to call upon his bullpen. So he's going to ask for the baseball. We'll mention Spencer Fluke. Spencer Fluke, what a ball player. We'll mention Spencer Fluke as a ball player. He is an infielder and a left-handed pitcher. He's a junior class member. He bats left, throws left. And he's from Fowler, Indiana. That's right there in the school district. So they're going to give the ball to another right-handed pitcher. And Coach Hamill having some conversation with his infield before he begins his warm-up tosses. He had some bullpen. How much, I don't know. But he did have some bullpen. He's going to get warmed up right now with his catcher, Grant Weiss. And we do thank you for tuning in. And we'll mention this game is also in parts being brought to you by Fritz in Fishers. Fritz in Noblesville, celebrating 43 years in business. In the heart of the Nickel Plate District, they have late model cars and trucks. Each vehicle pre-delivery inspection. They have 2 Hamilton County locations. On the web, you can go to fritzinfishers.com. That's Fishers, Indiana, the first dealership, 8599 East 116th Street, 317-842-2228. And their second dealership is in Noblesville. It's actually on State Road 32. You can reach them by dialing 317-773-2232. And again, that's fritzinfishers.com. FRITZ. So again, some final warm-up tosses. On the pitcher's rubber now is number 3, Cameron Ryder. Cameron Ryder, he's a junior class member. He's listed as an infielder and a right-handed pitcher. We'll mention he's got 2 2/3 innings under his belt so far this year. This is appearance number 4. And he's given up 3 hits. He's given up 3 base on balls. He has struck out 4. He has faced 14 batters. That's 11 official at-bats. He has thrown 60 pitches on this young season. So he's going to remove a necklace right there. Might have a gold necklace, something similar. And Coach Jared Hamill going to jog out, pick that up from him right inside the foul line, third base line. So don't know if that was by choice or by the official. I know Babe Ruth, you can wear jewelry. And I think it's okay now in high school. Don't quote me. That might have been just elected for him to do. So he's going to step off the back after he steps in. Fake a throw, first base. He's going to step back in the batter's box for Central Catholic, number 12, Alex Schumer. Alex Schumer, the first baseman. Runners on the corners for the Knights, 2 out. Out of the set position. Here comes the pitch. High pitch. They're going to throw to second base. Going to try to get him. And they nearly had the tag on him, but the ball got knocked free there. Couldn't hold the baseball. Didn't even slide. Run comes in to score for the Knights. Second base. And that's coming in to score right there for the Knights. And Hudson Gutwine is now at second base. So Cameron Ryder doing the pitching. Out of the stretch, now the set. Check second base a couple times. He's going to step off the back and hold the ball up as if to throw to second base. So he'll step back in. Peer in, look at signals. Out of stretch, now the set. Here comes the pitch. Pitch comes in. Strike called. Thigh high. Right down meridian. Count goes 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 out. Hudson Gutwine at second base being held on somewhat by shortstop Colin Miller. Out of the set position, checking second base is Ryder. Here's the pitch. High and away for a ball. Count goes 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike. Runner at second base for the Knights. Knights have 5 runs in here in the bottom of the third. Out of the set position, here comes the pitch. Inside tight, good block on the breaking pitch. Good block by Grant Weiss, the catcher. 3-1 count to Schumer. As mentioned, Schumer, 6 RBI on the season. Schumer, 375 batting average. Here comes a 3-1 pitch from Ryder. High and tight, ball 4. So Schumer will jog down to first base. He'll put his sliding glove on. Runners at first and second base for the Knights. Stepping in, left-handed batter, 3-hitter, number 10, Lucas Gerke. Lucas Gerke with 4 RBI on the season. He's got 3 hits. He's got 2 singles and a double. Left-handed batter facing the righty, Cameron Ryder. Pitch comes in outside, ball 1. That home plate umpire, you can see he wants to call a strike. He's thinking strike, strike, strike until that ball is proven to be a ball. When it comes out of the pitcher's hand, here comes the pitch. High for ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. He'll step back in. 2-0 count, 2 outs. In relief this inning is Cameron Ryder. Peering in, looking at signals. Wants the signal again. Gives the signal, the glove fluttering. But out of the set, you can't do that. Here comes the pitch. You're going to pop one up. Playable. It's going to be behind third base. It's going to be called for. It's going to drop in. Nobody touched the baseball, so that's a base hit for Lucas Gerke. And the Knights have runners on the corners. And I'm coming in to score. 9th run of the ball game is Hudson Gutwein. So timeout on the diamond. Runners at first and third. Going to have a pinch runner. It's going to be Jonah Gerke. Jonah Gerke going to jog out. Run bases for his brother. That's Lucas Gerke going back to the dugout. He's the pitcher of record for the Knights. Working out a stretch. Peering in, looking at signals. Out of a set position. Here comes the first pitch to Stapleton. Outside, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Knights have 2 aboard, first and third base. Stepping back in. Number 11, Mikey Stapleton. Stapleton batting .267. Here comes the pitch. Foul tip around the home plate. Weiss couldn't hold it, but he didn't have to. It's still a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. B position umpire having some words there with pitcher Cameron Ryder. Now back to baseball, working from a stretch. It's all baseball. Working from a stretch. Going to step off the back, make a throw to first base with the arm in the air. Stepping back in. Now out of the set position. Here's the pitch. Strike call. They're going to throw to second base. Going to get put in a rundown there. Jonah Gerke stopped before the throw could have been tagged about 10, 12 feet from the bag and then coming in to score. From third base is Alex Schumer. Knights have 7 runs here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Runner at second base. Courtesy runner is number 14, Jonah Gerke. Working out the stretch. Now the set, check second. Here comes the pitch. High and tight for a ball. Count goes 2-2. Mikey Stapleton batting for the Knights, 4-hitter. In the rubber, pitching for the Bison is Cameron Ryder. Out of the set, he'll check second base. Here's the pitch. High and away, ball 3. Count goes 3-2. Mikey Stapleton on the season. He has walked 1 time entering this ball game. Peering in, looking at signals. Ryder out of the set. Here comes the pitch. Short off the glove. Good block once again by Grant Weiss. So ball 4, and Mikey Stapleton would jog down to first base. And next batter going to step in for Central Catholic. Going to be number 33, DJ Gilkey. As mentioned, DJ Gilkey leads the team in batting average, .455, and on base percentage. He also leads the team for the .538. Open stance for Gilkey, left-handed batter. Here comes the pitch. You're going to foul one straight back, strike 1. No balls, 1 strike. He'll step back in. Bit of an open stance on the instep. Piernan looking at Sagos. Cameron Ryder. Umpire's going to talk to him once again. Everything's good. Ball still in play. Out of a set position. Ryder. Here comes the pitch. Backdoor curveball in there for a strike. Outside edge. Well-placed curveball by Ryder. Count goes 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. Runners at first and second base for the Knights. 2 out. Out of the set. Here comes the pitch. Jammed him inside. Swing and a miss. And the Knights are out of the inning. And we'll mention Bison going to come to the plate. They're going to bat in the top of the 4th inning. In the bottom of the 3rd, Knights come up with 7 runs. At the end of 3 complete, Knights 10, Bison 1. And then we also thank you for listening. And we'll mention this game is in part being brought to you by Lisa Stokes Bear. Lisa Stokes Bear, Century 21, real estate IQ that will work for the benefit of you. That's Lisa specializes in residential and corporate relocations. A vast knowledge with more than 25 years of question answering experience. Let Lisa look or let Lisa list. Each home is precious. Lisa Stokes Bear, Century 21 Sheets Company. She's a highly recommended real estate agent and real estate broker. To contact Lisa Stokes Bear by phone or text message, you can dial her at 317-513-4086. Again, that's 317-513-4086. That's Lisa Stokes Bear. And they're getting warmed up. Going to throw the ball around the infield. So they're getting ready to put it in the glove of Lucas Gerke. And they're working it around right now. So top of the 4th inning. First batter going to step to the plate for the Bison. Going to be number 12, Grant Weiss. Grant Weiss going to step in. Grant Weiss on the season in 4 ball games, 12 plate appearances, 10 at-bats. He's got a hit on the season. He's got 1 RBI. He has scored 1 run. Right-handed batter facing Lucas Gerke. First pitch, outside edge, strike called. No balls, 1 strike. Top of the 4th inning. Here comes the pitch from Gerke. Swung on. Going to be a base hit right down the 3rd base line, right over the bag at 3rd base. It's going to be held to a base hit. Ball thrown back in by Brennan Van Kirk. And a pretty good stroke off the bat right there for Grant Weiss, the catcher. Next batter going to step in. He's a 5-hitter, number 10. Nolan Winkler plays 3rd base. And Nolan Winkler, they're going to go with a courtesy runner at first base. They're going to step in and then put on the bag there at first. That's 15, number 15, Miles Cooley. Sophomore. He's listed as an outfielder and a right-handed pitcher. He'll do the base running at first base. In the batter's box, Nolan Winkler, right-handed batter. He'll check his swing and he'll end up in the glove, a called strike. Count goes 0-1. Winkler, right-handed batter, bit of an open stance. Out of the set, here comes the pitch from Gerke. Going to be a ground ball. Second base, working to his left, playing the baseball well. Hudson Gutwein throws over, gets the put out with Alex Schumer. Nolan Winkler moves the runner to second base. Grant Weiss now at second with 1 out. Next batter going to be his 6-hitter, number 23, Kadrick Tyson. Right fielder. Kadrick Tyson in 4 ball games, 12 plate appearances, 12 at-bats. He's got 2 hits. He's got a single and a double. Here comes the pitch. Swing and a miss. Breaking pitch. Count goes 0-1. No balls, 1 strike. He's got an RBI on the season. Number 23 in the batter's box, Kadrick Tyson. Here comes the pitch. Ground ball on the infield. The step in front of the shortstop, third baseman Gilkey, couldn't handle it lost the baseball on his initial try to pick it up right in front of Mikey Stapleton. Good effort. They say if you can get it to your left, get what you can. Just couldn't quite get that one. So at first base now is 23, Kadrick Tyson. Kadrick Tyson, right fielder. Moves the runner to third base. So Grant Weiss at third base. Runners on the corners for the Bison. One out. Top of the fourth inning. Next batter, number 7, Mason Shutter. Shutter batting in the 7th spot. First baseman. Alva set. Here comes the pitch. Healthy cut, swing and a miss. Shutter on the season has played in all 4 ball games, 5 plate appearances, 5 at bats entering today's ball game. And he's been left on base twice. Alva set. Here comes the pitch. Outside of ball. Count goes 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Modest lead there at third base. Pretty decent lead at first base. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Right on time. Count goes 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Kadrick Tyson at first base. Grant Weiss at third base for the Bison. Alva set. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Outside, way outside, wild pitch. Going to go back to the screen. Coming in to score from third base. So what that is, the courtesy runner, I should have been saying. Courtesy runner comes in to score for the Bison. That's 15 Miles Cooley. He came into the courtesy run for the catcher, Grant Weiss. So count goes 2-2. 1 run in here at the top of the 4th for the Bison. Peering in, looking at signals. Time is out for the moment. Stepping into bat. 13. Take that back. Stepping into bat, right-handed batter for Bison. Getting to bat here in the ball game is number 3, Cameron Ryder. Cameron Ryder batting for the Bison. First pitch, foul ball, severely out by the third base dugout. Got around on that one. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Out of the set. Here comes the pitch. Breaking pitch right across the dish. Strike called. Count goes, I take that back, a strike 3. He'll walk back to the dugout. There are 2 out here in the inning. Top of the 4th. 1 run in. Kadrick Tyson is at second base runner for the Bison. First pitch, swing and a miss. Healthy cut. Number 9, Colin Miller. Colin Miller, the 8 hitter, playing shortstop for Benton Central. A little bit of a close stance, just the instep, out of the set position. Gerke, here's the pitch. Breaking pitch, finishes away. Nice placement right there off the glove of Ben Weeks. He'll chase it back to the backstop, and Kadrick Tyson ends up at third base. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 outs. Top of the 4th inning. Bison have 1 run in. They've got a runner, Kadrick Tyson, at third base. Peering in, looking at signals out of the stretch. Now the set position. He'll check third. Here comes the pitch. Swing and a miss. And it's going to bounce off the glove of Weeks. Stay close to home plate. Count goes 1-2. Right-handed batter. 8 hitter, number 9, Colin Miller. So we'll peer in, look at signals out of the stretch. Out of the set position. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Foul ball. Going to go back to the screen. So number 9, Colin Miller, going to stay in that box again with a 1-2 count. He'll step back in. 1-2 with 2 outs. Runner at third base, Kadrick Tyson for the Bison. Out of the set position, Lucas Gerke. Here comes the 1-2. Going to call him out on strikes. Going to say his outside edge. Might have been right below the kneecaps. But Benton Central going to be called out on strikes. That's the 3rd out. But they do come up with 1 run here in the top of the 4th. And after 3.5, Knights 10, Bison 2. And we'll also mention today's ball game is in part being brought to you by McCormick Printing. Before we dive back into action, we want to spotlight a business that's been printing success in our community for 50 incredible years. McCormick Printing Impressions. From business cards to banners, t shirts to office supplies, MPI is your local full service print shop, delivering quality, great service, and creativity in every project. Family owned and operated for 2 generations, MPI knows that your first impression matters, so they make sure it's a good one. Next time you need something printed with perfection, turn to MPI because at McCormick Printing Impressions, they don't just print, they help you make your best impression. It's McCormick Printing Impressions, Tipton. So let's bring the ball in, put it back in the glove. Back on the pitcher's rubber, number 3, Cameron Ryder. Right-handed batter, next batter in the lineup for the Knights. Going to be number 3, Jackson Kane. Jackson Kane, right-handed batter, straightaway stance. Here comes the pitch from Ryder. Breaking pitch, got the dish, broke away, strike called. So no balls, 1 strike. Knight's going to send down some bullpen activity. Pitch comes in off the glove there. Another breaking pitch. Backhand, good effort by Weiss. Count goes 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike to Jackson Kane. Here comes the pitch. Pitch comes in. Strike called. Top of the zone. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Jackson has 1 hit in the ball game. Working from the windup. Peering over the glove. Cameron Ryder. Here's the pitch. Outside a ball. Count goes 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. Bottom of the 4th inning. Peering in over the glove. Here comes the wind and the pitch. Gonna take a shot, base hit over the outstretched glove at shortstop. Colin Miller goes into left field. Picked up by Kaluski. And Jackson Kane gets himself aboard again. So next batter in the lineup, going to be number 41. That's Brennan Van Kirk. Brennan Van Kirk, he was number 41. He's a left fielder. Brennan Van Kirk, we'll mention, on the season. Van Kirk, 5 games, 15 plate appearances, 13 at-bats. He got 2 RBI in this game. He had 6 on the season. Out of set position. Here comes the pitch. Outside a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. Van Kirk entered this game with 6 hits. They were all singles. As mentioned, he's got a base hit in this game. Might have been a double. Stepping in. Right-handed batter. Working from the stretch. Now the set. Cameron Ryder. Swung on, ground ball. Shortstop. He'll field it. They go 6-4. Try to get 3, but he's safe at first as Van Kirk beats it out. And the Knights get Jackson Kane. I should say the Bison get Jackson Kane at second base. That was 6-4-3. Colin Miller flipped it over to Carter Fox and couldn't get it with Shutter at first base. So Van Kirk at first base, 1 out. Stepping into bat, 8-hitter, number 13, Calvin Reisman, right fielder. Calvin Reisman has on the season. He's played in 3 ball games entering this game. Breaking pitch finishes high. Going to go back to the backstop. Jogging over to second base is Van Kirk. So 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out. Bottom of the 4th inning, Knights batting. Right-handed batter, Calvin Reisman. Looking over to second base. Now a step in the rubber. Cameron Ryder. Out of the set position, he'll check second. Check it again. He'll step off the back and fake a throw. So he'll reset, he'll step back in the rubber. If pitcher's not ready to throw, he can step off the back. He just did. Swung on, ground ball, shortstop, off the glove. That glove, hard play to make as Van Kirk was in a routine run going from second to third base, kind of blocked the vision of shortstop Colin Miller. So ball goes into left center field, and taking second base on the overthrow was Calvin Reisman. So Knights have runners at second and third base. So we're going to see a new batter in the ballgame. We're going to see Tatum Adriano. Adriano going to bat here in the bottom of the fourth. He's played in 4 games, 10 plate appearances, 9 at bats. He's got an RBI. He's got 1 hit. He's got a double. Open stance, somewhat out of the set position. Cameron Ryder. Pitch comes in high for a ball. Going to go off the backstop. Going to bounce back to Weiss. But coming in to score from third base on the loose play right there is Van Kirk. And the Knights have 1 run here in the, I think they have about 1 run here in the bottom of the fourth. 1 out. Knights have a runner at third base, Calvin Reisman. Infield is in with 1 out. Tatum Adriano batting, right-handed batter facing the righty. Ryder. Pitch comes in above the zone for a ball. Count goes 2-0. Adriano, he's a pretty good, strong young man. He's just 5'9". Out of a set position. Here comes the pitch. Tries a checky swing, and he does. It's a ball low. 3 balls, no strikes. So we'll step back in. Adriano, a freshman class member, out of a set position. Here comes the pitch from Ryder. Pitch is tight inside. He'll jog to first base. So Adriano picks up base on ball number 2 on the season. So stepping into bat for the Knights, number 9, Hudson Gutwein. Be a timeout on the field, and Coach Jared Hamill going to walk out. He's going to ask for the baseball. He's going to get it from Ryder. That's Cameron Ryder. And I'm going to take that. I'm going to ask for it. We're going to have a substitution in right field. He was a pinch runner for Weiss. That's 15 Miles Cooley. He'll go out and play right field, and he'll join the convention out in center field. So walking off the surface is Cameron Ryder, number 3. Relief pitcher for the Bison. He's going to call on Kadrick. He's going to ask for him to come over and pitch. Kadrick Tyson, I believe, has been handed the baseball. They're having a meeting right there at the pitcher's rubber. Kadrick Mason, I should say, Kadrick Tyson, pretty good sized young man. Kadrick Tyson. He's an infielder, a right-handed pitcher. He's a senior. Bats right, throws right. He is from Oxford, Indiana. So he's going to warm up from the stretch. Kadrick Tyson. He's pitched in 2 innings so far this season. And he's had 1 appearance. This is number 2. He's thrown a total of, we'll double check this, 11 batters he has faced. He's thrown 36 pitches in those 2 innings. He's given up 3 hits. He's given up 3 runs, but none of them were earned. And he has walked nobody. And he struck out 1. So he's getting some warm-up tosses right there. And we'll let you know this game is also in part being brought to you by Reynolds Farm Equipment. Family owned and operated since 1955. You can increase your yield. Tractors, combines, corn pickers, lawn mowers, etc. Genuine John Deere equipment. They are extraordinarily the best in the business. That's Reynolds Farm Equipment. You can reach them at 800-333-6947. Again, that's 800-333-6947. They have 5 locations. Their closest, probably Lebanon, but they're in Atlanta, 1451 East 276th Street. Stepping into bat for the Knights. Number 9, Hudson Gutwine. Right-handed batter, runners on the corners, 1 out. Bottom of the 4th. First pitch comes in, going to short out the glove, going to get ricochet back behind the home plate, going to be picked up by Weiss. But scoring from third base for the Knights. And that's going to be the second run in the inning. So 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out. Stepping back in, right-handed batter, Hudson Gutwine. Peering in, looking at signals. Kadrick Tyson checks second base, out of set. Here comes the pitch. Going to pop one to center field. Going to move to his right. Going to come in to make the catch. Center fielder is Lucas Snyder. And Tatum Adriano stays at second base. So with 2 outs, next batter for the Knights. Going to be number 12. That's Alex Schumer. Alex Schumer going to step in, left-handed batter. So peering in, looking at signals. Out of set position. Kadrick Tyson looks at second base. Here comes the pitch. Outside edge, fastball called strike. No balls, 1 strike, 2 out. 1 aboard for the Knights. Adriano at second base, working out a stretch, now the set. Here comes the pitch. Breaking pitch, backdoor breaking pitch in there for a strike. Count goes 0-2 to Schumer. Working from the stretch, now the set. Here comes the pitch. You're going to pop one up on the infield. Going to be called for by the shortstop on the second base side, and he'll make the catch, Colin Miller. And the Knights are retired. The Knights come up with 2 runs in the bottom of the 4th. At the end of 4 completes, Knights 12, Bison 2. And the Bison going to bat here in the top of the 5th inning. I probably ought to mention Lafayette Central Catholic was to host Attica on May 14th. But Attica needs that day for a game, a conference game that will be a makeup game on that particular day. So the game on the 14th with Attica and Central Catholic will not happen. That game will take place a week earlier on May the 7th. So that's the Attica Central Catholic game. And I probably should also mention Indianapolis Indians. Indianapolis Indians have begun their 123rd season. They play a 150-game schedule. That's a regular season. They have 75 home games. This Sunday, April the 20th, that's Mother's Day, 1:35 p.m., Toledo at Indianapolis. And that's at Victory Field, downtown Indianapolis. And they have a 6-game homestand, and they are all 6 consecutive days. And they're all with Toledo Mud Hens. Toledo Mud Hens have a new stadium in Toledo. They used to have a different one. I've been to the different one, but I don't think I've been to the new one. But anyway, that was a little while back, about 10 years ago. My son was playing pickup. He was playing a travel ball. He was at Ann Arbor. I drove over to there. I think that's how it went. But anyway, still back on the pitcher's rubber is Lucas Gerke going to throw one to second base. Short hop in there, and Gutwine couldn't quite glove it. Stepping into bat for the Bison. Going to be number 2. That's Tanner Pitstick. Tanner Pitstick, he's going to get a chance to bat here in the top of the 5th. He's a catcher, an infielder, and also a right-handed pitcher. Tanner Pitstick is going to bat right-handed. So he's ready to go. He's probably got some pine tar on that bat. He'll step in, right-handed batter. Facing the righty, Lucas Gerke. Here's the first pitch. Outside of ball, short hops a glove, gets back to the backstop. 1 ball, no strikes. Lucas Gerke, 1 foot on the rubber, 1 foot off. Here comes the second pitch to Pitstick. Healthy cut, swing and a miss, right on time. 1 ball, 1 strike. A little bit of an open stance for Pitstick. Out of the wind up, here's the pitch. Outside of ball, short hops a glove. Trying to backhand it, difficult play to make. I think Schumer is behind the dish now. I think he's playing the catcher position. Schumer is versatile. Here comes a 2-1 pitch. Inside and high, ball 3. So Tanner Pitstick, he's a sophomore by class. Here comes a 3-1. He's going to take a drive to right center. He's going to get the gap. He's going to get a double at least. Be picked up by right fielder Calvin Reisman. And Pitstick gets himself aboard with a 2-base hit. So he went with that pitch, took it the other way. Next batter in the lineup. We'll see number 13, leadoff batter in today's ball game, Lucas Snyder. So Pitstick's going to jog in. He's dropped the batting glove, unaware. And Adriano, you're going to pick it up, give it to Coach Hamill. So runner at second base, left-handed batter, Lucas Snyder. Lucas Snyder, as mentioned, played in all 4 games. He got a .333 batting average. Now Schumer's going to jog out, have a couple of words with Lucas Gerke. So Lucas Snyder in 4 games, 6 plate appearances, 6 at-bats, 2 base hits. He reached 1 time on air. And then, bat lefty. Out of the set position, Gerke checks second. Here's the pitch. Pitch comes in, bottom of the zone, called strike. Count goes 0-1. Close stance on the instep. Out of the set position, checking second is Gerke. Here comes the pitch. You're going to foul one left side off the dugout. Bounce back in. Adriano will field it, throw it back to Gerke. No balls, 2 strikes. Yeah, that ball probably got an abrasion, and Gerke found it and throws it back in. They're probably going to throw that ball out of play. Hit the front of the dugout right up top. Probably got some type of an abrasion. So no balls, 2 strikes. Out of the set position, Gerke. Checks second base. Here's the pitch. Low for a ball. Count goes 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Lucas Snyder, center fielder for the Bison. He bats first. Peering in, looking at signals. Out of stretch, now the set. Checks second base. Here comes the 1-2. Foul ball right there at home plate. Got him off the leg. He's okay. He'll stay in that box with a 1-2 count. So 1-2 count, nobody out. Bison batting in the top of the 5th inning. Runner at second base. Pinch runner there. Haven't had a chance to see his number. Out of the set position, here comes the pitch. Outside a ball. Count goes 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. A brisk night, not too bad. It's been worse. Out of the set position. Check second. Here's the pitch. You're going to take it back up the middle in the air. Going to bounce in there and shallow right center field. Picked up by the Knights. Vincent Talenko. Take that back. Reisman is now in center field. So Reisman moves over to center field. Throws the ball back in. Base hit. Off the bat of Lucas Snyder. And then next batter in the lineup, the 2-hitter number 4, Carter Fox. He plays second base. Carter Fox has 3 hits on the season. They're all singles. He's played in all 5 games. He scored 5 runs. He's actually got 3 stolen bases, has not been thrown out. They're going to throw it to second base. Stealing second base. Right there is Lucas Snyder. Athletically staying away from the possible tag. So runners at second and third for the Bison. Stepping in, number 4, once again, Carter Fox. 1 ball, no strikes. Out of set, Gerke. Here comes the pitch. Pitch comes in, top of the zone. Check the swing, called strike. Count goes 1-1. So peering in, looking at signals. Lucas Gerke out of set, checks third base. Here's the pitch. Gonna pop one. Right side, called for by Gutwein. Couple of steps out the grass, maybe 4 or 5 steps. Caught it going backwards, got the out. There are 2 out. Meyer might be the first out. Yep, the first out. The runners at second, third, staying put. And Carter Fox flies out to right to field, shallow, but caught by Hudson Gutwein. That's the first out here in the top of the fifth. Stepping into bat, number 5, three-hitter, Spencer Fluke. Out of set position, Lucas Gerke. Here comes the pitch. Short hops the glove, ball 1. Good block there by Schumer. Count goes 1-0. 1 ball, no strikes. Runners at second and third for the Bison. Bison batting in the top of the fifth. Out of set position. Here comes the pitch. Outside a ball. Count goes 2-0. So timeout on the diamond. Coach Bourdonnais going to walk out. Coach Bourdonnais going to walk out, talk with his pitcher. And they're going to have the infield come in, talk it over. 2 balls, no strikes, 1 out. And we'll mention at Gainbridge Fieldhouse, Pacers are going to host Milwaukee. That'll be Saturday at 1 o'clock. That'll be first game of the playoffs. And then that'll be Gainbridge Fieldhouse. Pacers going to play against Milwaukee. Milwaukee has won 3 out of 4 this season against the Pacers. And Milwaukee also has an 8-game win streak intact. Pacers going to have to be at the top of their game. So that's going to break up the mound meeting. Coach Bourdonnais going to walk back to first base dugout, and the Knights retreat to their normal positions. Left-handed batter going to step back in. That's number 5, Spencer Fluke. 2 balls, no strikes. So balls made live out of the set position. Lucas Gerke, here's the pitch. Healthy cut, swing and a miss. Count goes 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike. Runners at second and third base for the Bison. Playing shallow, a little close to the left field line. They're in left field for Van Kirk. Here comes the pitch. You're going to pop one foul left side over the dugout. Out of play, it's going to get the top of the dugout. Probably another abrasion on that ball with a shingle. So count goes 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Top of the 5th inning. Peering in, looking at signals. Lucas Gerke. Out of the stretch, long pier. Still in a pier, now the set position. He'll check third base. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. Swung on, ground ball. Back to Gerke. He'll field it right side of the mound. He'll throw to first base, get the put out. And get the put out with his brother, Jonah Gerke. There are 2 out. They do have another brother. He's in college. That's Noah Gerke. Noah Gerke, baseball player himself. So stepping into bat for the Bison. 4-hitter, number 12, Grant Weiss. Grant Weiss is the catcher for the Bison. Runners at second and third. Out of set. Here comes the pitch. Pulls this one foul ball left of Coach Hamill. Tell when he got one down the third baseline, base hit not long ago. No balls, 1 strike. Gets around on that bat speed quickly. Out of the set position, Gerke. Here comes the pitch. Breaking pitch, ground ball, third base. Fielded by Adriano. He'll throw across the diamond. He'll get the put out with Jonah Gerke. And that's going to complete today's ball game. Final score today, Knights 12, Bison 2. These same 2 teams will play tomorrow night. They'll play tomorrow night. I think it's a 5 o'clock ball game. So set your calendar. Central Catholic will travel to Benton Central. We do thank you for tuning in. We thank my wife back home for sound check. We thank you, and we hope you'll stick around. We'll hope to talk to Coach Bourdonnais here in just a bit. And until we talk to them, we'll go ahead and mention, no matter if you're home or away, if you're doing the teaching and the learning, don't let him go. Keep the fire burning.
seen snow. I've seen snow, sleet, and rain. No, no, I won't.
Probably playing.
Every post game right now, I'm going to talk to Coach Bourdonnais, and I tell you what, other than 50 degrees, not a bad night for baseball.
Yeah, when the wind wasn't blowing, it was pretty nice. So, we're glad to come out here with a victory. I didn't think our focus was great, but we got some key hits and made enough plays to come out with a victory.
I tell you what, they had some key hits too, right down the third baseline. They put the ball in play.
Yeah, I didn't think Lucas was as sharp as he has been, but he pitched well enough to win. But he needs to be locked in a little bit better going forward. But we're conference win, so we're happy to get that one under our belt and go up to BC tomorrow and hopefully go for the sweep tomorrow.
Tell me if I'm wrong. Is tomorrow a 5 o'clock start?
6 o'clock start. 6 o'clock start. Benton Central. Yeah. 5 Central, 6 Eastern.
Okay, I was guessing it's something like that.
Yeah. So, be windy up there. The windmills will be firing away. But it's our last game of the week because of Easter Tritium this week. So our guys will be ready to get after it, and hopefully it's momentum going into Easter break here.